guys how I render and purify beef fat for tallow. I got my beef fat from my niece who works at a butcher shop like a town or two over, which was awesome of her to bring for me. She brought me an entire box of it. I'm just going to do a little bit today. It's about 4.3 pounds. I already ground mine. I have heard from some people that if you take yours to like a local butcher or whatever, they'll grind it for you if you don't have a grinder. But I just bought the grinder that goes on the front of my KitchenAid. It was worth the money. I love it. And I grind it while it's frozen because it doesn't bog up my grinder. So it's already ground up. I just dump it in. And mine's actually frozen right now because I literally just pulled it out of the freezer. Didn't plan to do this today. Okay, so dump that in. And then I'm going to add like 2 quarts of water. And I'm not 100% sure if that's the correct amount of water, so we might have to add more later. And then I am going to add just a big old handful of salt, because the salt pulls the imperfections, impurities out of your tallow into the water, so that your end result will be more pure and white. And I use mine for body butter and other things like that, so I want it to be super pure and it helps it not smell beefy. So I've got my salt in there, my water in there. I'm going to turn my crock pot on low, and then I'm put my lid on and just let it melt down for a little bit, and then we'll start stirring it and I'll come back then. Hey guys, it's been like 2 hours since we first put this in, so I was going to show you guys what we're looking like. I'm going to bring this a little closer. Still a big chunk frozen in the middle, but that is not a big deal. It will thaw out and render eventually, but I'm going to kind of scrape some of the hard parts off of this side so that they don't burn, and just kind of stir it around a little bit so the hot part can get to all of it. So we still got quite a while to go, but I just wanted to give y'all an update. And my little helper's with me because he's crabby and teething. So we will come back here in just a little bit when it gets a little further along. Okay, it's been 5 hours. Gonna give a little update. It is not done because there's still a lot of the meat and bits on the top, but it is definitely coming along and looking nice. Sorry, kids are going a little bit crazy before bedtime. So I'll come back in a little bit. Okay guys, it's been like 5.5 hours. And please excuse my appearance. We were getting ready for bed and I heard sounds from the animals outside that was not normal from normally really quiet animals. So we ran outside, and turns out my goat was in labor. So we will have an update on that super shortly. I'll put a video tomorrow, which this video should come out tomorrow too. So stay tuned. Super excited. Great updates. All kinds of surprises. So anyway, I'm half frozen because I was on the ground in my jammies helping goats, but it's all good. It was super fun. The 7-year-old got to watch it, so that was super cool. So, okay, back to tallow. Okay, so it's been going for about 5.5 hours. Here's what we look like. It's pretty yellow, and all the meat pieces and gristle pieces, they're all down on the bottom. They've all been cooked down to the bottom, so we're gonna go ahead and strain it. Okay, so here is, sorry for the jiggles there. Okay, So I use a metal strainer. I desperately need to invest in some cheesecloth, but I just haven't got it yet. So in the meantime, I'm using a coffee filter. Put it in there, and I'm going to strain it into a clean glass bowl. I want to get like a big metal mixing bowl, but again, I haven't gotten that just because the metal will be flexible, and so I'll be able, once the tallow hardens in my bowl, a metal one you can kind of like do like almost an ice cube tray, you know, and pop it out. But I'm hoping the glass one it'll just slide out. If not, I might have to like chisel it out a little bit. But sometimes we just have to make do, because when you have a tiny kitchen and stuff, you don't always get to have exactly what you need. So we make do. But that's part of being authentic. So I just ladle it out. It can get boring, takes a little bit of time. Ladle it out, I strain it. And then once it's all strained, we're just gonna we'll either put these bowls in the fridge. I'm not sure if I have room, but if I don't have room in the fridge, I'll just cover them to make sure nothing gets in them and put them on the counter. It kind of takes a little bit when it's running through a coffee filter. Sorry. I just pour it in. It's straining out. It's super yellowy. This was really good fat. I was super excited about this fat, and I still have at least 10 pounds probably in my deep freeze out in the shop, so I'll have lots of tallow. But it's so nice to just have a lot and not have to worry about going to get some when I need it. So I just strain all this out. I am going to pause this and I will come back when I get more strained. So I meant to add that I would not use plastic for this, like plastic mixing bowls, because the oil, or the tallow gets so hot that it can, you know, cause the chemicals and stuff in plastic to leach out. So I definitely am more comfortable myself using a metal stainless mixing bowl or a glass one. And since I don't have stainless, here we are. But it's getting there. It just takes a little while, especially once you get more down to the bottom, so the little gristly parts are like in the coffee filter. It makes it take longer to strain. But we're getting there. We're over halfway done. Okay, so it's all strained. It made 2 bowls this size, completely full. I decided tonight it's nice and cool in here, and these bowls are super hot, so I'm just going to leave these on the top of my stove and put some foil over them so nothing gets in it. And then this is all the meat and gristle. Oh no, I just spilled some fat on the floor. Meat and gristle and stuff that it cooked out. So in our house, we have pigs and chickens and, you know, the whole 9 yards. So this kind of stuff, we have a bucket with a real good lid on it here in our kitchen. And when we have anything like this, or like the kids don't finish their plates, we scrape that into that, what we call the pig bucket. And so the pigs are going to get this. There might be stuff you can do with it. I don't know, but it helps us cut down on feed bills when we use any waste for our pigs. I'm sure chickens would love it too, but so I'm going to cover this with some foil, put it on my stove top, let it cool overnight and harden, And then tomorrow morning I'll pick back up where we left off, and I'll show you the purifying process. That was just rendering. Tomorrow we'll purify it. And so I will see y'all then. Okay guys, it is the next morning. It's nice and cold in here, so yes, I'm bundled up. Okay, so it is solidified and the water's down in the bottom along with the impurities. So I gotta get it out of here somehow. Let's see if I can. Ooh, that's nice. No, you can't eat this. You don't want to just eat it by itself. My 2-year-old is my go-to taste tester. I can't even walk in the kitchen without her coming to see what I have for her to eat. Okay, so here's the water. It's actually pretty clean. It's not real bad. We're going to set that off to the side. And then on the bottom here, it actually is super clean. There's just a little bit of a little darker color. So I'm going to just scrape that off because that's just the impurities settled on the bottom. So we're just going to scrape that off. It's actually a lot cleaner than I thought it was going to be. And again, that stuff you scrape off can go to chickens or pigs or dog or cat, whatever you happen to have. And then we're just going to chop this up. Okay, we're going to chop that up and we're going to throw it back in the crock pot. Because, again, this is to purify it. It's already been rendered. We're going to go ahead and just put it on low. Low. And I just crank all the hours up and then I just watch it. Okay, so here's our second bowl. Let's see if we can get this one out. Oh! That one came out a lot better. That is so clean. That's awesome. Try to get it. The lighting is weird. That's super cool. There's very little water and stuff. And this one was the very top of the crock pot that I started scooping out. So there's going to be less stuff. I'm still going to just give it a little scrape. So I'm sure there's stuff in there that I can't really see. Okay, and then we're just going to cut it up. Yes, that's an airplane. Yeah. Are you telling it to be quiet? Yeah. Because we're videoing? Yeah. They got to do their job. Yes. It's okay. Yeah. It's okay. Okay, so again, cutting it up, throwing it in here. This process does not take nearly as long because it doesn't have to cook all the gristle and meat and stuff down. So it's just gotta, McKinley, Mom's talking. So it's just gotta melt it down, and I'm doing the same amount of water. Rosie, can you undo that lid? Yes. My hand is gross. Perfect. And then I'm going to just do the same amount of salt, and this will just draw out any of the remaining impurities. And I'm not exactly sure how long this will take. It's also super cold in here, so hopefully it goes pretty quick. But I'll keep y'all updated and then show y'all what we do after it's melted down again. And so we get any remaining impurities out. But there should hardly be any because it was so clean. I didn't expect it to be quite that clean. So that's a really good sign. This fat is really good. I'm loving this. Okay, so we will be back in a little bit. Okay guys, it's been about 3 hours. It probably did not need to go that long, but it's been a busy morning, so that's just how long I let it go. Hang on, let me give you a close-up what we're looking at. There's some stuff on the top, but it's just like a little film. But it's all melted down good. So I am going to turn my crock pot off. And we're going to strain it again, which is that real fun, long process. But it shouldn't take quite as long to strain this time because it doesn't have all the meat pieces in it. But once again, we're going to strain it into a bowl so that the water and the salt can go to the bottom and the tallow can come up here, then we'll be able to pop it out again. Once I pop it out, I think I'm going to melt it down again and put it in jars. Haven't decided 100%, but probably jars just because it's easier to use in store. I've also seen people just wrap it like in chunks, almost like butter, but I don't know, I just don't feel like that would be as convenient for my situation. So, but I'm also going to keep some out while it's nice and hot to make my body butter with, because I've been out for a few days and I feel like I'm dying. I know that's a little dramatic, but it's also that time of year that everybody is super dry. So I'm gonna keep straining this and I'll be right back. Okay, this is the very last of it. Also, I made a discovery. I had a scrap of linen left, and so that's working much better as a strainer than the coffee filter was. Okay, go play. Sorry. Okay, so I used my bigger bowl this time because it wasn't being used for bread like last time. Got just a little bit left in there I'm trying to get out. Yeah, that worked so much better. Okay, I'm going to put, this time I actually am going to put it in the fridge. I'm probably going to put it on the stove for just a little bit, just so it gets not like hot, and then I'm going to put it in the fridge to hurry this up so that I can be done with this project today. So I'm just going to throw some foil over it and put it in the fridge, and we'll come back once it has solidified. Okay, so it's been in the fridge. It hardened back up. So I'm going to try to pop it out of this bowl. I'm scared it's just going to come flying out at my face. Oh, it's so, I love the texture. That did so good. Okay. Let's see. I might just have to kind of break it apart and put it in this other bowl till I can get it out. It has an amazing texture. And very, very little smell. So I'm really excited to do my lotion from this. Whew, there it went. Okay, this water is super clean. I don't know if you can see that. It's really, really clean. It's awesome. Wow, that bottom is really clean. So this is super clean. Very nice. I'm very impressed with this method. And I just feel like it even though you have to cool it off and then render or purify it and do like 2 different things, I still think it's as easy and simple as doing a dry method, and I think it works better. I for sure will only ever be doing this method now. It did really good. I'm super impressed. This texture on this tallow is awesome. It'll be so good to cook with and to make my beauty products out of. So I'm very excited, and thank you guys for following along. I'm gonna be making my body butter here in the next day or 2. I don't think I have time to do it today, but that's the first time I've done the dry, no, not the dry, I'm sorry, that's the first time I've done the wet method for rendering this. Obviously I researched it a little bit before I did this, and I've done the dry method quite a bit, but I prefer this method for sure, and I will be doing this now. So if you guys have questions, put them in the comments for me. I will do my best to answer them or find an answer for them. It made a beautiful big old bowl of chunks. They're so pretty. They're so white. I love it. But thank you guys for watching. I hope this helps you, and have fun in rendering your own stuff.